Shipwrecked by John David Wiss. Before starting this chapter, let me give you some introduction for this chapter. So children, what do you mean by shipwrecked? Shipwrecked means when a part of a ship sink down to the sea and another part of the ship saved, right? So this is a little introduction of shipwreck. Let me tell you more, right? So this is a story of Robinson Crusoe, not Crusoe, Mr. Robinson, right? Who have his family for adventure, right? So it's a novel. It's a novel, and the name of the novel is The Swiss Family of Robinson, right? It's an adaptation taken from that novel. Let us read that. Now, whenever you went anywhere, so how many things you needed to for your survival, for when you are going to an adventure. Let me tell you. So you need television, you need books, you need pets, you need drinking water, you need food, and also rope, shelter, first aid kit, and some tools. Now, what do you mean by shipwreck? What do you mean by shipwreck? See, children, shipwreck is a verb, but when we are telling story, so it may convert into past tense. So it will be converted into ed, means shipwrecked. Okay, fine. Now, destruction or loss of a ship in sea or ocean due to storm or ran between two unseen rocks. So this is the meaning of shipwreck. Destruction of loss of a ship in sea or ocean due to storm or ran between two unseen rocks. Okay, now you can see here a sentence for this. The ship tossed in a stormy sea and was shipwrecked badly. Soon the crew left in lifeboats. Let us move to the next. Now this is an excerpt. What do you mean by excerpt? Excerpt means an adaptation, a part of a novel, or you can say adaptation also. Okay. Now let us see how they survived. You can see here types of sea storms. Now what happens during a sea storm? Fine. When a storm surge is primarily caused by the relationship between the winds and the ocean surface. The water level rises where the winds are strongest. In addition, water is pushed in the direction the winds are blowing. Now, these are the parts of the ship. You can see this part is known as mainmast. You can see, and you can take a screenshot for this. It is important. It can become in your exam. Take a screenshot. Fine, I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now let me move to your chapter, to your story. Okay, this is a thing and right. We can do it after our chapter. Now, characters. It is very important to know the characters for this story. Now, Mr. Robinson, Mrs. Robinson, and Fritz, eldest son, 15 years old, Ernest, 13 years old, Jack, 10 years old, and Franz, who is only 7 years old. So it means Mr. Robinson and Mrs. Robinson have four children. One is Fritz, second is Ernest, Jack and Franz. So Fritz is of 15 years old, and Ernest is of 13 years old, and Jack is of 10 years old. Franz is of 7 years old. Okay, fine. You have seen the characters. You can see here a ship and a sea storm. Now, what did it happen? Let us see. A huge, a huge storm raged in a sea for 7 days. 7 days means 1 week. For 1 week, a huge storm raged. What do you mean by raged? Raged means continued in a violent way. Now, huge waves. Ship tossed like a top, battered by waves, looked from everywhere. Masts had split, sails ripped by howling wind. What do you mean by battered? To hit anyone strongly and very powerfully. Ship ran between two large rocks jutting out of sea. Now, let's talk about Mr. Robinson and what he says, right? Let's start. Be brave, children, said who? Said Robinson. Said Robinson. Sorry, children. Yeah. Okay. Now what happened? Let us see. Be brave, children. Be brave, children, said whom? Said Robinson. He was scared to see the split mast ship almost falling apart, rammed between two rocks. The captain and crew left in lifeboats. What do you mean by lifeboats? When you are rafting, so you get a jacket or you get a coat to save yourself from storms, right? So, they were the only humans left in the ship, right? So when they are in ship with a captain and some of the people left the ship, right? Left in lifeboats, and they are the only people. Robinson family are the only people that are in the boat, that are left in the ship. Okay. Now, but he kept a constant smile on his face, trying to hide the grave situation from his children. So, even Robinson is also afraid, also very afraid, but he tried to make him strong. He tried to make him strong on that situation, because if he will be afraid from the storm, so what will be the what effect will his children get? So he tried to make him strong, right? He had spotted the land about the kilometers away. Next, Robinson family. Nothing could be done at night. The Robinson family decided to sleep, but none could sleep a wink. The next morning, the storm slowed down, the breeze was stiff, started planning how to reach the shore. A raft seemed to be a nice idea. All together, a team. Big old wooden bathtubs were nailed to wooden planks. Bathtubs were cut into halves. They had eight. They had eight. A rope was attached to the end, other end tied to the ship or railing, pushed it into the water, loaded necessary items and some more animals. Finally reached shore. Brothers fanned out to collect wood. Take away from the lesson. A peep into a shipwreck, and a brave family that kept their morale high during the direst situation. Situation might be difficult, but solution could be found. If we work untidily, every everything can be happen. So this is all of the story is about. Now, what happened in this story? Let me tell you. So, in this story, the writer is telling to say the strongness of the family, that in any situation they have a willpower to do anything, right? They cross the difficulty and they managed that how they can fight from that storm. So that is the story all about. We'll meet next time. For today, thank you so much. And please like and subscribe our channel, that is Edu Ethics. And in this video I'm going to on the comment box. Thank you.